What is happening? AJ Gamer Dude here, and apparently one of the creators of Fortnite, Donald Mustard, wanted Samus to be in Fortnite. Unfortunately, there were some issues regarding that, but let me know what you guys think about Samus if she was in Fortnite. Like, would you play as her? Do you think it would work out with her running around with an AK-47 instead of using, like her blaster from her suit or something? Because it would be an interesting idea and you could play around with it quite a bit, but I don't think it would change much from quite a lot of the other skins in Fortnite. But if you had the opportunity to, would you give it a shot? Because I'm about to talk about why that's not going to be happening and kind of what that means for us, at least for most of us that actually do kind of play Fortnite to some extent. So, pretty much in short, I've got this Polygon article by Ollie Welsh, and if I scroll down a bit, here we go. So, pretty much what ended up happening was Donald Mustard was talking to Nintendo, and what he said was they really got hung up on their characters showing up on other platforms that weren't their platforms. They would be thrilled to have Nintendo characters in Fortnite, but only if it was on their own platform. So this is kind of taking your IP and being a lot more restrictive of it, and sure enough, we always knew that Nintendo was incredibly restrictive on their IP. For example, if you were to try and emulate any sort of game, obviously they are going to try and slap that down ASAP, because you're playing a Nintendo game on a non-Nintendo device, usually either a PC, the Steam Deck, whatever have you, but none of those are Nintendo devices at the end of the day. So to see Pokemon, seeing Metroid, seeing Fire Emblem being played on any other type of device, I'm sure that Nintendo would go absolutely nuts and try and take any sort of mention or information regarding this down so that no one can touch it, use it, learn about it, or do anything else along those lines. And it's one thing for you to be protective of like your brand, your consoles. You want to have your exclusives, of course, like that makes sense, except for Xbox for some unknown reason. But characters like Kratos and Master Chief are in Fortnite, and the thing about skins in Fortnite is that you can then use that skin on any other platform as well. However, there was one such example of Nintendo giving in to not having the characters on a Nintendo device, and that was mobile devices. They did make mobile apps to the extent of Fire Emblem, the Mario Runner title that they did. So there have been places where Nintendo IPs have released that are not Nintendo products, however they have been mobile games. So I do feel like it is them trying to follow the money with their nose, while attempting to try and make sure that their IP is purely and strictly on their own device unless they can make more money out of it. That's what it feels like looking at it from a distance, because I can't imagine that there being much more to it than just that. And of course, like the idea that somehow everyone looking at... Actually, no. That's not a really great point to make. But the thing is that they are next level when it comes to trying to protect their IP and everything else in between. And I feel like there are a lot of people who would like to have, Samus or Mario run around with an AK-47 shooting other people in Fortnite. Because again, it is the biggest media entertainment crossover in, entertainment media effectively. And I feel like, sure, I don't think Nintendo will get some positive PR from it. However, it's interesting to think that whatever benefit they get might not be worth it, because their consoles sell so much. The games they sell have an incredibly high attachment rate, which means that people who buy those consoles buy their games because, of course, they are exclusive by all accounts. And so when it comes to numbers, no one can beat Nintendo when it comes to their exclusives. Like, already I can tell you that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch has done way more than 50 million copies. There's very few console exclusives that have been out for 5 years that haven't hit 5 years? Let's say 6 years. 6 years that have been out that sell 50 million units. Just think about that for a second. I mean, hell, God of War only made like what, 10 to 15 million, not 50, which is, again, night and day difference. So maybe that's why they don't feel like they have to do anything, because then games sell, even though it's always at full price, because they never decrease the price of their games. So in that sense, they are making more than enough money that they don't need to advertise their products any further, because when everyone thinks of gaming, there is a good chance they are going to think of Nintendo and or maybe PlayStation. And that's, I suppose, why Xbox is kind of really struggling a lot. But that's just me. I'm probably just thinking about it a little bit too hard. But let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below, about Samus being in Fortnite. Theoretically speaking, if that was the case, would you play as her? And if so, would be good to know. But however, we do live in reality and know that that's never going to happen. But what do you think of the idea that Nintendo is so far ahead in the console race that, or rather the general mindset of gaming as a whole, that they don't need to advertise their characters to anyone and they can actually get by from just selling the consoles and selling games as they always have, instead of needing to go down like the path of, you know, removing all their physical copies from store shelves and things like that, that people will always come back and buy more from them, even if it's never at a discounted price, or if it's discounted maybe by like 5 or 10% at most. Let me know what you guys think about all of that in the comments below. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel. I'm aiming for 200 subs by the end of the year, and with all that said and done, I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.